Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at yet another Glock. Man, do I love Glocks. I love them so much, and I have made several videos showing you some different style Glocks. And the one we're going to be looking at today is a Glock Model 29, which is a subcompact 10 millimeter. And before we get into this very far, I'm going to show you that this 10 millimeter beast is not loaded and everybody is safe to watch this video. So what we have here is a Gen 4 Glock 29. It's chambered in 10 millimeter. Now the 10 millimeter round is like a very large, longer, hotter 40 caliber. They shoot about the same size projectile, and this is a step up. It's sort of like comparing a 38 Special to a 357 Magnum. A 38 Special is the lighter load. They're shooting the same size projectile, but there's more of a charge behind it. That's how you can compare a 40 caliber to a 10 millimeter auto. Now, these are very powerful rounds. A lot of people like to carry these out in the wilderness when they're gonna, as a sidearm, a backup when they are approaching like large game. Now there's been some controversy on this channel here about me making a joke about you can take out a grizzly bear with a 45, and I have had countless people say, no, you need a 10 millimeter. Well, folks, it's all a joke, and you don't need a 10 millimeter for a grizzly bear. This isn't going to get it done. This is not what I would recommend on having defense against a grizzly bear. I would use this as a carry gun because it is a compact style. This is the same size, frame, and slide as the regular Glock 30, which is chambered in 45 ACP, only this is in 10 millimeter. The bore is not quite as big as a 45. It's just a little bit smaller, but this thing's main claim to fame is the velocity. It is moving a little bit faster than a 45. So it is a little bit more of a powerful round. Now, I've seen countless ballistic videos and where people are shooting through chronometers and everything, and it is traveling a little faster, but it's not that much faster, folks. And my main concern about having a 10 millimeter is you can't find the ammunition as readily available and as many places as you can a 45. And the advantages that this thing gives you over how much the ammunition costs and how hard it is to get is not nearly enough for me to justify turning to a 10 millimeter and getting rid of all the 45s. I'm a 45 guy, and I just like different firearms, and I do like the 10 millimeter, but it's always an issue. You got to go find ammunition, and then it costs an arm and a leg to have to shoot it. A lot of us are on budgets, and we can have just as much fun at the range shooting a 45, which costs about half the cost to shoot as this 10 millimeter. And if you're using it in self-defense scenario, this thing doesn't do any more than a 45 will. But it is an awesome round. It has been around nearly as long as the 45, just like the 40 caliber hasn't been around nearly as long as the 9 millimeter. But this is basically a carry defense weapon, and it's a very powerful one. It will get it done if need be. Now, a lot of the people's argument about the 45 is the recoil on it. Well, this thing's got a little bit more felt recoil than a 45. So if you're not a recoil person and you don't train and you don't know how to do follow-up shots, this is probably not your weapon here, especially this small one right here. It's a very powerful gun and a very small, compact size. Now, this is a Generation 4 one, so it has the interchangeable back straps, and it happens to have one on it here right now. The Generation 4 difference is it had a little bit different texturing. You could change the back straps and a couple other things here and there that I'm not an expert on or anything like that. But this is a great weapon. Glocks are known for their reliability, and everybody knows the term Glock perfection. Well, they don't call it Glock perfection for nothing, because they usually do run pretty perfect. And this Glock 29 and 10 millimeter is no exception. It is a great piece to have if you want to be very versatile on all the different kind of calibers that you own. a 10 millimeter is not a bad option. You just got to keep in mind that this is a small one and there is going to be some recoil, and you do have to train with this. If you're wanting to use this for a self-defense weapon, I highly recommend taking it to the range a lot and practicing with it. This is not one that you can just say, I'll figure it out when the time comes. That's for the 9mm people with no recoil and their follow-up shots. No, this thing is a beast. It's a fire spitter, and it does have a lot of recoil. It does require a lot of training and all that, but you can be very proficient with a small 10mm gun if you're not opposed to going to the range and practicing. A lot of people, they don't practice. And it's true in everything that people get into. They want to practice what they're already good at. So if you're a golfer, they want to go to the driving range and just knock balls as hard as they can with the driver instead of taking out their irons and figuring out how to chip. Because that's no fun. That's not the fun to go do with your buddies, is just chip onto the putting green. Well, there's no different with this, folks. You're not going to be good at something until you go out and practice it over and over and over. And the fact that you're not good at follow-up shots with a 10mm is all the more reason to practice it and perfect it. It can be perfected, and people do it all the time. But buying this gun and just carrying it on your side without ever using it, without ever firing it, or without ever practicing with it, training with it, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea with any firearm, but especially one of this power on this size. I mean, this thing's going to have a lot of muzzle flip to it, and you need to figure out how to get back on target as quickly as possible, especially if you're relying on your life for something. A lot of people don't understand that. They're all internet goons, and they sit there and just read stuff on the internet, and they read ballistic tests and all that, and they're like, man, that thing's awesome. Well, it is awesome if you learn how to use it. I mean, a top fuel dragster is awesome if you know how to drive one, but the average person can't do that. The people that drive those things every day, they have a lot of practice under their belt, and that's what something like this requires. But anyway, folks, I want to give you a quick video and show you what a Glock 29 chambered in 10mm looks like, and give you the rundown and my thoughts on it. It is an awesome weapon. But if you have any questions on this, folks, feel free to ask. I'm not an expert on Glock firearms or 10mm, but I know enough to be dangerous. And if I can't find the answer for you, I will surely look it up, and I'll have an answer for you. But anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching my video today, and you folks have a great day.